Hello United fans, and welcome you back to my channel. I believe you're doing amazing and having some good moments. I hope that subscribe to my channel if you are new here. Turn on the post notification bell, like, share, and have your say down below in the comment section. So Operation 10K is still on the way, and your subscription means a lot to me. So please subscribe, and let's get into today's video. So in today's video, Ruben Amorim's 200 million pounds transfer master plan for Manchester United in the 2025-2026 season. So Sir Jim Ratcliffe announced that he will be giving Amorim 200 million pounds to re-evolutionize the squad going into next season. So the summer of 2025 is shaping up to be a defining period for Manchester United as the club begins a new era under Portuguese tactician Ruben Amorim. So with Sir Jim Ratcliffe backing the new regime, United are set to invest a whopping 200 million pounds into the transfer market in a determined effort to rebuild the squad and return the Red Devils to the summit of European football. So after several inconsistent seasons and managerial changes, Sir Jim Ratcliffe's involvement through Ineos signals a desire to restructure the club from the top down. So the appointment of Ruben Amorim represents a shift towards modeling football ideologies where pressing, positional awareness, and dynamic play are at the core of team identity. So with the 200 million pounds at his disposal, Amorim has the power to shape United in his own image. So in today's video, we are going to break down how Ruben Amorim might spend the budget with key players that he may target, and also how the new look of Manchester United could look like coming next season. Alright, so in the first buying player will be Diogo Costa. So Diogo Costa is just 25 years of age, and his release clause is to be 62.5 million pounds. He's the #1 goalkeeper for FC Porto. So the goalkeeper position has been a topic of discussion at Manchester United. So despite moments brilliance from Andrew Onana, inconsistency and unforced errors have left fans wondering whether the Cameroonian is the right long-term option. So enter Diogo Costa. So the Portuguese international is also one of the most well-rounded goalkeepers in Europe, known for his shot-stopping ability, confidence with the ball at his feet, and composure under pressure. So his release clause at Porto is said to be 62.5 million pounds, making him a prime candidate for Amorim, who will be familiar with Costa from the Portuguese league. So Costa's style of play suits Amorim tactics, especially his emphasis on building from the back and launching quick transitions. So a dependable and modern goalkeeper like Costa would be a statement signing and a cornerstone for United's rebuild. So the remaining budget will be 137.5 million pounds remaining after buying Diogo Costa. So next up is Edison Dos Santos from Atlanta. So Edison from Atlanta. So Manchester United's midfield is crying out of energy, intelligence, and resilience. So with Casemiro aging and struggling to keep up with the pace of the Premier League, Edison from Atlanta could be the ideal replacement. So the Brazilian midfielder has been a revelation in Serie A with his athleticism, ball-winning ability, and the capacity to drive forward. Edison ticks all the boxes for a modern box-to-box midfielder. His 51 million pounds release clause puts him within the reach of United's budget, and his playing style would fit in seamlessly into Amorim's dynamic and aggressive midfield setup. Pairing Edison with Kobbie Mainoo or Manuel Ugarte, or rotating with Bruno, depending on the match situation, will give Amorim tactical flexibility and enhance United's midfield structure. So the remaining budget After securing Edison, we'll be left with £86.5 million. Alright, so let's move on to our next player, which is Jeremy Frampon. Now, Jeremy Frampon cost £34 million from Leverkusen. So one of the most exciting prospects in Europe, Jeremy Frampon has been integral to Bayern Leverkusen's attacking style under Xabi Alonso. So Frampon operates primarily as a right wing back and is well known for his speed, dribbling and goal contributions. So Amorim's formations often rely on energetic wing-backs who can stretch play and provide both attacking and defensive cover. So Frampon fits that bill perfectly. At an estimated £34 million, he is a smart buy and also could solve a long-standing issue for United on the right flank. So with Frampon pushing forward and contributing to attacking sequences, United will gain a new dimension from wide areas, something they have lacked consistently in recent years. So after securing Jeremy Frampon, our remaining budget is £52.5 million. Alright, so next up will be Matias Kunha. Matias Kunha with Manchester United have actually said yes, so the deal is almost being done. But until he remains at Manchester United, we can't say the deal is finally done. So despite some developments, Manchester United's attacking line still lacks fluidity and unpredictability. Matias Kunha has proven his worth in the Premier League with Wolves, a versatile forward capable of playing across the front three. Kunha combines technically skill with work ethic and creativity. Kunha would be a perfect option in Amorim's system, particularly in a false nine role or as a second striker. His pressing intensity, positional intelligence, and flair making a good match for Amorim's aggressive and high-pressing football. So although his release clause of £62.5 million would exceed the current remaining budget, United could manage the signing through structured payment or by offloading some French players like Sancho, Anthony or Rashford to fund the move. So if you have to pay for Kunha's £62.5 million release clause, the remaining budget that will be left will be £10 million. £10 million. So the last will be Jude Bellingham. So Jude Bellingham, a long-term project. Jude Bellingham is one of the most promising young midfielders in English football, the young brother of Jude Bellingham. So Jude has impressed at Sunderland with his maturity, technical ability and vision on the ball. Sunderland reportedly value him around £20 million, and this would be a smart investment for United's future. So Amorim could groom Bellingham as a versatile midfielder capable of playing various roles. So he might not be a starter immediately, but would be nurtured in a competitive environment, potentially becoming a key asset in the future. So to fund this move without overspending, United may need to make tough decisions regarding the squad, including the sales of out-of-favor players and reducing the wage bill. So the potential total spending has become £220 million, balanced by player sales. Yes, so if we are to get all these players out Amorim's disposal, let's look at the formation that he'll go with, which is a 3-4-3 or a 3-4-2-1 system. So in goal will be Diogo Costa. So Diogo Costa will be in goal for Manchester United. So in the centre backs position, will be on the left will be Lisandro Martinez. Lisandro Martinez will play on the left centre back, and in the centre back itself will be Matias Delete. So Delete will slot straight into the centre back position, and on the right will be Nazar Mazraoui or Lenny Yoro. So probably Nazar Mazraoui will keep his place on the right centre back position. So Quickly, let me take you through the midfielder. So on the right wing back position will be given to Jeremy Frimpong. So Jeremy Frimpong will play on the right wing back position for Manchester United. And on the left wing back position will be given to Luke Shaw. I always tip Luke Shaw ahead of Patrick Dogu because of experience. He's playing now because Luke Shaw is injured. If Luke Shaw is fully fit, he will play on the left wing back position. Alright, so in the central midfielders will be Edison. So Edison will play in the central midfield role for Manchester United, and he will partner Kobbie Mainoo. So Kobbie Mainoo will also be in the center of midfield for Manchester United. So in the central attacking roles will be given to Bruno Fernandes. So Bruno will play on the right hand side of attack, and on the left hand side of attack will be Alejandro Garnacho. Alejandro Garnacho will play on the left side, and in the number 9 position will be given to Matias Kunha. So Matias Kunha will play on the number 9 role for Manchester United. So this system gives United balance with and pressing intensity. It allows Bruno Fernandes and Kunha to operate in half spaces while Edison anchors the midfield. So Diogo Costa's contribution would facilitate playing out from the back, while Frampon and Garnacho provide width from their flanks. So it's a bold, fresh and energetic lineup that blends with experience with youth, all tailored to Amorim's tactical principles. So in a nutshell, let me conclude this video. So a new era at Old Trafford. So Ruben Amorim has the tactical mind, vision to guide United into a new era. So with a £200 million budget to spend and Sir Jim Ratcliffe's backing, the Portuguese manager, he can prove surprisingly and do intensively well next summer. The potential additions of Costa, Edison, Frampon, Kunha and Joe Bellingham aren't just big money signings. They are smart, system-compatible reinforcements that aligns with the club's long-term goals. So Manchester United fans have every reason to be excited. Yes, we have every reason to be excited. If executed well, this transfer window could lay the foundation for a period of sustained success. And under Amorim's leadership, the Red Devils may finally reclaim their place among Europe's elites. The rebuild is on, the vision is clear, and the future starts now. Thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed this discussion.